Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan Aranda here, my best life Paraguay. And today, just want to give a general message of appreciation, and then go a little bit deeper into that topic, right? But first, just a couple of channel updates. Number one, you probably noticed, I've been doing quite a few interviews lately of folks, and there's a few reasons I'm doing that, right? Number one, how many times do you guys want to hear my thoughts on certain topics, right? I've told my story many times, right? And there's a good chance that people already know. I do get quite a few new subscribers as well. Actually, it's about like 80%. So, um, I guess I right now where I'm at in the whole YouTube thing, most people are actually new to the channel. So you'll find me telling my story, my basic story, which is, that I've been coming here to Paraguay for 12, 13 years now, visiting after I met my biological family because I was adopted when I was young, grew up in the States. A lot of you folks know that. And then I moved here back in July 2024, right? So I've been living here for 16 plus months now, a year and 4 months, uh, almost 500 days actually. So, anyways, that's the story. But obviously, I go a lot deeper into that about family stuff, about a lot of other stuff about my life, right? Um, so that's why you've been seeing more interviews because I like to get people on. Also, I used to get the question, "Where do you want to take the channel, Ryan?" And I've been noticing that I've been getting a little bit better at this whole interviewing people thing, keeping the conversation rolling in a natural way. At least I hope you guys think that. Some people may pick certain things out, like you don't like my laugh, or you don't like this about me, or the way I sound, the way I look, whatever, man. But I like to think that some of the conversations, the people who I'm bringing on, give you guys real value to start making some of these decisions, right? So have had several guys on the channel, and the reason I bring a lot of this up is because if you guys have suggestions on who you would like to see me collaborate with or interview, you don't have people don't have to have channels, right? Just but people who have had different experiences traveling, living abroad, that kind of thing. And I do plan on, especially the rest of this year and then next year, reaching to other people in the Paraguay YouTube space as well, and other travelers who have been around the world, so we can start comparing experiences and that whole thing. Okay, that was a very long update. And the other one is that you guys are gonna see merch very soon here. Even if I just start with I call it the OG polo design that I've shared in a YouTube post on Instagram and Facebook and all that. So I am designing those now. It's going slower than expected, just because I'm getting used to the website that I'm using for designing these. Also, staying very busy and active on the channel as well. But look out for merch. And when I say merch, I mean clothing, but also I'm going to have like coffee mugs, my best like Paraguay coffee mugs, that kind of thing going forward, and other products for you coming up in before Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and for the holidays. Okay, and these things are kind of cool to just hang on to, feel inspired, come down here, have them, and help out the channel. The channel doesn't pay much, so anytime you guys do something like schedule a consultation, get merch, going forward is really going to help me out quite a bit. Okay, so very long updates to the channel. So sorry about that. Okay, but now the overall topic of appreciation, right? Um, thank you, thank you, you guys. Seriously, uh, if you guys could help with another push to get me to 2,000 subscribers, that would be absolutely wonderful. And as I mentioned, I get a lot of new folks. Like literally, the YouTube numbers are telling me 80% are new to the channel. But I have a really solid base, that 20%, right? Um, some people who have been following me from the beginning, from before I even set foot here in Paraguay for the permanent move, right? So just thanks to all the OG subscribers, man. If you're an OG subscriber and you subscribe for me from the beginning, I hope you buy one of these OG shirts, man. uh, they're simple or not simple, but they're oh, what's the word? Man, Louis told me the word. Anyway, it's a simple design. It's easy to wear, right? It's not like too in your face. It's very these polo shirts, right? It has the My Best Life Paraguay, the same what's it called font that I use for my logos, so recognizable in that way, and kind of keeps you inspired, right? To get here to live your best life here in Paraguay as well. Okay, I'll stop talking about my t-shirts or my polo shirts, whatever. Um, but yeah, but seriously, thanks for everybody who has followed me from the beginning. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Again, if you guys can help keep sharing uh, and liking and commenting in, that really helps the algorithm, you guys, to get people to find out more about Paraguay, daily life in Paraguay. Um, Hear an interesting story here and there from me or from others that I might bring on the channel. And I see it in the numbers. YouTube gives me these weekly reports and monthly reports, and I have, just I always get incredibly surprised at the amount of shares, um, the amount of shares and likes. I don't have it right in front of me, but like even this last month, I had something like 500 likes on my videos, right? Like past videos, ones that I'm putting out recently, etc. I mean, those are good numbers, right? I'm getting good view numbers, getting a good solid daily. When I average it out, subscriber count, I'm averaging almost about 7 a day. And then again, that's thanks to you guys. It really is. And I mean, the shares, especially when you guys share these videos with people who are like-minded, with your friends, etc. The conversations I'm having, the interviews I'm doing, it helps so much, you guys, with the algorithm. When you guys comment below, it helps so much. Really, truly, it does. And so, yeah, and then liking all that good stuff. But yeah, and also on a personal level, I thank you guys too. You guys hit me up. You guys, give me encouragement to keep going with this stuff. This does take quite a bit of time, even a simple video like this. Throwing it in a program, putting the logo on, getting it out there. I try to make my videos visually appealing too. Even something as simple as an interview. I put the interview background in there. What I'm saying is, it all takes time. So when you guys hit me up on a through a direct message via email, hey Ryan, your channel is doing awesome. Oh, by the way, I have to catch up on emails. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you, and I think I'm caught up on Instagram DMs, but I'll get caught up to on emails this weekend, I think. Yeah, I will. Um, yeah, but also it's just encouraging on a personal level. Those who support the channel, hit me up. People who are here who invite me to go out to meet up uh, to where you guys are staying at. Very much appreciate it, right? And yeah, and besides subscribers and followers and all that stuff, just a deeper thought I had on the whole appreciation aspect of life. Well, I think people have been kind of worried about me because I did throw a couple videos this last month about am I kind of burnt out. I did like an hour video talking about that whole stuff, and I determined that I kind of am feeling it. I felt it at this point last year too. This is it was just kind of a hard time this time right before the holidays. Again, I explained why, but the basic breakdown is before the holidays you analyze where you're at with friendships, family, all that stuff, and then you throw an extra layer on that being halfway across the world. Um, and so you're just answering really personal questions, and then I also covered in detail that I have siblings that I know that exist here in Paraguay. but I have not met yet, right? And family has told me that you can certainly go down the line. Also, biological mother I don't speak with. So I get a lot of what would you call it? Suggestions or advice from family for familial stuff, that kind of thing. So I covered that in greater detail if you want to go back to that video. Um, and so just a lot of personal stuff going on. So when you guys are encouragement and you guys give me advice in good faith, if you guys do that, I appreciate it. It's really easy to tell the bad faith advice, right? The people who want to clown in or whatever in the comments, the trolls, all that stuff. There's a certain way to go about certain things. You know what I mean? So just appreciate when people hit me up, all that good stuff. But yeah, so anyway, the point was is that a lot of people have been kind of worried that like, oh, is Ryan doing all right? And then also a person who I was hoping to see again passed away down here, a very famous musician, all that. So I did a whole other video on that. But I'm good. I just want to let you guys know I'm doing good. Okay. But I appreciate the concern, right? Because it seems like I was doing a lot of, I guess, more negative takes, but it's just ongoing stuff, right? Um, but yeah, overall though, just appreciate the concern. Okay, so the next part I was thinking is on a deep level is there's a whole concept, especially in the music game or whatever, in the entrepreneurial and the American mindset. There's the whole or the whole philosophy of self-made, right? And what I've determined is nobody's truly self-made. Some people are more self-made than others. That's certainly true. But a completely self-made person does not exist, right? Because I mean, you have to back up your life all the way to the beginning, right? It begins with the midwives helping, give birth. In my case, first 2 years of my life were in an orphanage, so I was cared for by essentially nuns, other caregivers, and teenage girls that would come and care for the babies. So that was the first 2 years of my life, and then obviously my family who adopted me and raised me and cared for me, right? Um, and so so I just when I give this appreciation message, I don't uh, take any of that for granted, right? The coaches I've had for sports in high school, uh, um, especially music teachers. When I used to play trumpet for 4 years, I was damn good at it. For those years, I wish I would have continued. Um, those who I've met in the music game, teachers, right? Especially the most influential ones. And again, one of the most influential ones was my band teacher for 4 years in high school. That even back at my young age in high school, that I was going through certain things, and he gave me good, advice that I remember even till this day, right? His name is Paul Ulrich, right? So I just want to speak his name. Good and great man. Um, Rest in peace. I actually did get to see him right before he passed when I was actually working for the district. So I just wanted to speak his name out loud. Um, and yeah, and everybody else, man, people who have given me job opportunities all the way back since I was 15 years old, all the way up till now. People give you a chance, and uh, I like to think that I've always done my best to do my best, right? When given those opportunities, and you know, uh, so that as well. And so the whole point is that there are people who help you out along the way, right? And then take that even till recent times. Every time I have a conversation with somebody, every time, whether it's off camera or on camera, I learn a little bit, right? I learn the good, and I learn, especially you guys who are vulnerable, like I am quite a bit. I probably overshare, but just to keep it honest with you guys about my life, um, you know, I learned something from everybody, right? And one of those things is shout out to Shane. I know Shane that watches my channel, Australian guy. So I'm actually getting back on the interview just because he's lived such a different and amazing life. But I also just love his philosophy, because he was in the military and other contracting work and stuff like that. And I asked him just because he has such an extensive history of very traumatic uh, th- things that he's had to deal with in his life, right? For the essence of uh, being in the military, and in the armed forces and all that stuff, right? And he says, though there's bad days, but today's a good day, and hopefully tomorrow will be a good day. Or yeah, so it just goes day by day. That was a bad day. Let's make this a good day. Make tomorrow a good day to the best of our abilities, right? And it's a very simple philosophy, but it's something that sticks with me. I literally actually just talked to my parents about this when I spoke to them on the phone, right? But the point is that even conversations that I have, I try to pick up something that I learned, right? And I have to actually stick, or so well, sometimes I do write this stuff down, or I'll put it in my iPhone notes or something like that, like messages, philosophies that people have, um, and all that stuff. If you notice, every single interview that I've done, how do I always finish the interview? What's the last question I ask everybody? Is what is advice that you have for younger people, but in particular younger men, right? Because it's mostly guys that watch my channel. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. I love that the ladies do too, but the stats literally tell me that it's like 80 to 90% guys, depending, right, on the content. So that's why I do ask that overall advice, but also very specific advice for young men, because we see trends in America, all that stuff, guys that are lost, guys that, yeah, whatever. COVID took a hit on their growth. Guys who didn't have the same experiences as a lot of us, with more healthy social aspects of their lives, etc. What is the advice they have for them, right? And I always get different answers, but I learned something from them, right? And hopefully people watching learn something from them. So the point is that even a simple conversation, uh, I'm thankful for, I'm appreciative for. Again, that's the kind of the theme of this, what I'm talking about right now. Um, so appreciation doesn't always have to come in some material form. Uh, I'm not reaching a specific number. Yes, I would like to get to 2,000. That's the next goal. And then five, and then 10K, and then 20K, and then whatever, 50, and then 100 eventually. Um, but my point is that I don't have to hit certain numbers. I don't have to hit whatever for me to just throw a message of appreciation out there. Um, but yeah, and I guess just lastly, thanks to the people who are closest to me in my lives. You guys know who you are if you're watching this. Family, friends. Um, yeah, and may not speak, especially to people in the states, very much at all. But just know that I know you guys are living your lives, and I think about you guys, and obviously family as well, and even extended family in the states. Um, so I'm thinking about you guys, and I appreciate you guys, right? Yeah. So I appreciate everyone in my life that's helped me out, given me advice, been there. Youth counselors too, from back at church. Shout out to Steve. Steve Nelson, I'm not sure if he watches my videos or not, but a guy who was very influential on us growing up in a good way. Um, you know, and I'm forgetting. I could go all day and name people, but you guys get the picture, right? People who have been there for me in my past, present, and people I will meet in the future. you know, because sometimes people watch these videos way after I publish them, so there could be people that I'm meeting going ahead, and for the same reasons, I thank you for the support and for being a part of my life, part of the life lessons, and all that good stuff. Anyways, before I make it too long, like I always do, I mean, this is long. I'm just gonna end it there. And I appreciate my little buddy. He's around here somewhere. No, I think he's outside. Yeah, I think he's outside. My dog. If you guys are watching that or not watching this, but just listening to this, my dog, right? Um, yeah, man. He's my little best friend, man. And yeah, he keeps me going for sure. Just doing what dogs do, being a good kid, all that good stuff. Okay, you guys, I am out of here. I'm coming out with more interviews, and I am going to be coming out with the 500 days in Paraguay video. I think that's a pretty significant amount of days here. Um, and yeah, so be on the lookout for more videos. Again, appreciate you guys for subscribing, and sharing. Keep on doing that. Keep on helping the channel, and we're out of here. Ryan Aranda, my best life Paraguay. Peace.